you know how long they take to adapt and manga content though, so we can get 6 months to a year before they even start adapting the end of the anime content. So they can, I mean, sorry, the manga content. So they can always add anime original canon stuff. So it's
For
a
me,
possibility. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think adding anime original stuff is something that they'll do anyways. Even if they're adapting the canon material, there's always going to be added additives. But for me, I wouldn't mind the first two arcs of the time skip. The anime just stays gone. Like anime just gone. Um, I'm fine with that. Just come back, adapt this last little bits of part one, add whatever context that you need to make it all flow a little bit better than the manga. And then by the time you get to the time skip, we're already 2 to 3 arcs into the time skip in the actual manga. And then you go seasonal, and then we can kind of wait a little bit. But I don't know. I think one of the main problems that the series has had in its run so far is that they haven't been adapting the manga material at a satisfactory rate. So to go on hiatus indefinitely and then come back and repeat the same mistakes, that's insanity to me. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, how would you feel about an OVA?
I'm not opposed to it. If are we talking about something that's like canon or just?
Yeah, it would be because it's the third tomo. It'd be
Oh,
canon.
that'd be.
No, I mean like
fire.
the material in the OVA, like is the OVA some kind of adaptation of this last little arc? And
Like
then
the old, like the Mitsuki OVA.
yeah, like the OVA would be like a high budget, high animation, high art version of like the whole code getting unlimited and the stuff that we're seeing with omnipotent, and then when the anime officially comes back, we're just going into the time skip, something like that.
I was just talking about the third tomo, but since you put it like that, honestly, that doesn't sound bad at all. The only thing about an OVA, in my personal opinion, is that it wouldn't necessarily be long enough to encapsulate the whole entire thing. OVAs are usually like 30 minutes, right?
I mean,
It
I
could be
guess you
like
can do
16
parts.
minutes
You can
sometimes.
do like a 4-part event type bit, maybe.
But that's basically a movie then.
But yeah, a lot of OVAs look like movies, to be honest. I think they just like break them up or something. But I don't know. I don't like the way Boruto Part 1 ended in general. So I think there's a lot of work to be done with that. And I think the animation via an OVA or a movie or just the anime itself, I think they can probably fix that a bit, but it's like the code stuff, man. I was very excited for the code arc, but what happened. So no matter what the anime does, it has to cover that material because it's an adaptation. And the material is just kind of rotten when it comes to Code himself. Now there were a lot of hype moments in that arc for sure, but it is what it is. So I'm not entirely sure. I mean, in my ideal world, perhaps a movie, perhaps an OVA, something to quickly cover this last little arc, no filler, trim off the fat, tell the story, get in, get out, and then just go right into that time skip and stop bullshitting. I think that could be pretty nice, but I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, just looking at my channel and so on and so forth, like I think the days of me just covering Boruto by itself, it has to come to an end. I think this hiatus has been a breath of fresh air for me personally, and just I feel the urge to kind of branch out. Not even just the urge, but a necessity to. Because Boruto, in terms of its popularity, in terms of its viewers, in terms of whatever, like it's just I don't want to diss the series or whatever, because I think for the last like year I've been consistent and trying to be more optimistic about it than prior years. I'm far too talented to just be covering Boruto, bro.
I
So
feel you.
yeah. So for me, hey, look, go come back from hiatus, go on seasonal, do something other than just a monthly release, do bi-weekly with the same chapter page numbers per chapter. I don't know what you do, and at this point I don't particularly care. That's kind of where I'm at right now. So do whatever you want. They're going to do whatever they want regardless. And I'll cover it as much as I feel the need to, but it's time to evolve.
Well, 1 to 10, what's your faith in the series?
What do you mean by faith? What do you mean? Like,
How well, in my personal opinion, I think like the ideal version of Boruto is it would be as successful as Naruto, as
huh.
in my personal opinion.
No,
So
never. You'll never reach those levels.
so your faith is at a zero. It's like
Oh, it's not a zero. I mean, look, if we're expecting it to be like a global phenomenon like Naruto, like it's not going to get there. Um, I think if I compare, I don't think you'll get to My Hero levels. I don't think you'll get to. It's for damn sure ain't getting to One Piece levels. That's blasphemous to even compare. It's never going to get to JJK levels. I mean, I'm not sure how popular JJK is, but I don't even see it as a JJK. Like it's beneath JJK to me. It's beneath Demon Slayer for sure for me. It's just not there. It's just not there yet, man.
well,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the faith level. Do you believe it can get there? Because in my personal opinion, I think we just getting started. That's just me.
Bro, you asking an atheist about faith? That's crazy.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
I didn't even know
my
you was an
goodness.
atheist. That's crazy.
Well, that's the easy term for people. I am a spiritual lad, but that's a different
A
conversation.
spiritual lad.
Um, I really don't like faith, man. I really don't like betting on potential. I think that's a losing bet. I like to bet on potential. You got to see indicators of something, and I gotta look at the Boruto series and the whole monthly manga thing. That's an indicator of the same mode, same mode. The manga going on hiatus and the anime going on hiatus when it did. The part one finishing off the way that it did. The confusion about the anime. Oh, this is part one. Well, fuck, like it's not manga's part one. It seems to be the anime's part one. So when the anime comes back, is that going to be part two, and then, or is it going to be part
That's what I was
1.1.5?
saying. That's what I was saying.
The fact that shit doesn't make sense would suggest to me that it wasn't like a planned thing. So that speaks to like the chaos surrounding this series, at least as it relates to the anime. The lack of like I don't know, just the it's not Dragon Ball Z. It's not sexy like that. Like you don't see games, you don't see merchandise, you don't see movies, you don't see the hype, you don't see
Yeah.
motherfuckers going sick with it. It's just an occasional moment here and there, but it's not a consistent thing. It's not Naruto, bro. It's not the constant bombardment of movies and video games. It's not a My Hero. It's not a Demon Slayer. It's not a Black Clover. It's not any of this shit, bro. These series are getting like love.
Yeah, Black Clover's movie
yeah.
was fire. Just to
Yeah, that's
put
why I
that out
mentioned
there.
it. I saw you that you watched it.
That shit was fire.
I need to get past episode 4, but it's not a One Piece. Like, bro, I'm waiting for bated breath, like for a certain fight that's coming up relatively soon for people who know they know. Even like the Zoro fight with King, like it's just when I do like One Piece reactions, bro, like I feel like a little kid again. Like I'm popping, I'm going crazy. I'm standing up the whole reaction. I'm losing my mind. I'm yelling. I'm crazy. Like that's anime to me, man. That's passion. I love it.
Yeah.
That's why I love this shit. I
I
watch
agree with you.
Boruto, and I'm in that zone, but it ain't the same. So yeah.
Yeah. What about if in the time skip, the whole atmosphere of the series changes? Like, what if it gets a little bit more darker and it adds those aspects as far as like the big fights and like every scene being like magnificent and actually better in the story as the story goes along, because we got a new writer. I don't always want to say talk about the writer and harp on writers and everything like that, but we do have Naruto's original writer now. So, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that it is some potential for the series to actually increase in quality and actually meet your standards as far as like the series that you enjoy to watch?
Well, it's interesting way to frame it. Like, is there potential? Sure, but that gets back to what we were just talking about, betting on
faith.
potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the potential is definitely there. There's a potential with a lot of people. There's a lot of kids running around here with a lot of potential just because they're young, dumber than a bag of bricks. Okay, just bullying people in 2023 when motherfuckers pull up with the shoddy, dumb, absolutely stupid. But yet and still it happens. Potential. Okay, well, what's the indicator? Oh, they're just young, so they got time to develop. Okay, cool. But I'm not betting on that. Good luck. So for me, it's one of those bits. But yeah, I have hopes. I hope that it's good. I'm passionate about its success. But for me, I think Boruto is a series that is kind of like holding me back as a artist, as a creator, and
Mm,
I'm just ready to stretch my legs, bro. So yeah.
No, I
I
completely
see
understand where you're coming from on now.
my only thing, and I always give pushback to people who say this. Like, in my personal opinion, possibly I can't really defend this last arc because I think that if they would have, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but I personally believe when people compare it to other animes like a My Hero Academia or like regular like animes like that, I don't think Boruto is that far off. I honestly do believe Boruto has some of them even beat. In my personal opinion, now you could say that they put more effort into My Hero Academia. They have movies that the mangas is significantly better. In my personal opinion, in regards to how it looks, obviously the artwork, and probably you could possibly even say the animation in the anime sometimes. But I think Boruto has the peak, has the best fights. But that's besides the point. I personally believe that Boruto can hold a candle to those other animes,
Hmm.
and Boruto just isn't necessarily put in those conversations because it's compared to Naruto so much. And honestly, if we're just going off of what I personally believe, bro, I think no Boruto Shippuden or Boruto Part 2, whatever it's going to be called, I think it's going to be significantly better than most of the stuff that we do see right now. And don't get me wrong, comparing it to One Piece, as you said, blasphemous. Comparing it to, of course, in my personal opinion, Naruto, I think that right there for Part 2, it should be the standard, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be that off the rip. Same thing with One Piece. It's going to be blasphemous to compare it. I think at the end of Boruto, and again, you probably, as you said, you don't necessarily like to have faith, but I think at the end of Boruto Part 2, it should be up there, man. It should.